We're ready there? Everyone else ready? All right. And Dale's online? Dale, can you hear us? Speak to me, Dale. Dale, quit drinking that Australian beer.
Yeah, there I got you now. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's too
Are,
late for that. It's
are
1:30
things
in the
good in
morning.
Australia?
Yeah, they're
Good.
fine. It's
Good.
inflation has really hit this country, I'll tell you. And the oil prices right now are about $3.33 a liter for diesel.
Well, I'm glad you're helping their economy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order, and we welcome everyone here to the meeting. You've all got the agendas, and first of all, I'd just like to call on Anne. She has an introduction she wants to make.
Thank you. And through the chair, I just want to introduce Trina Lane, who's our new manager of planning. Trina joined us about 2 weeks ago, I think. She's been very busy and hit the ground running, and we're very pleased to have you here with your wealth of experience. So welcome, Trina.
Well, welcome from council as well, Trina. Great to have you on board. All right, so moving along then, acceptance of the agenda. Council, you've seen the agenda. There is going to be one deletion. There's 6.2. They have canceled the Yellowhead Commission or futures community futures. Any other additions to the agenda? If not, I'll accept the motion to Mike moves to accept the agenda.
I'd so move it.
All in favor?
Yay. In favor.
And that's carried. Thank you. Do we have any public input people online or nothing today? Okay, thank you. So let's move along then to the adoption of the minutes. March 20th budget meeting minutes. You've all had a look at those, council?
I would so move those.
Dale moves the acceptance of the budget meetings. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Carried.
In favor.
Okay, moving to the March 26th County Council minutes. Any discussion on that? Or would someone make a motion? Mike moves to accept those minutes. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? That motion is carried. Minutes are adopted. Okay, 10:30 is the first presentation, but that's so we'll leave a spot open at 10:30 for that. Let's move down to there's nothing under operations or infrastructure. Okay, we'll move right down into community engagement. Fire Chief is here today, so if you want to saddle up to the mic.
Hey, Randy, you only got less than an hour to talk, though. So just
And,
Good morning, Council.
And, Chief Randy, I want to congratulate you on your term as Provincial Fire Chief, and I see you stepped down from that, so thank you for your service in doing that for the province of Alberta.
Yeah, thank you very much. On behalf of the Alberta Fire Chiefs Association, I had a 7-year term as its president and stepped down in March. And new president, Chief Drayden Boussier from County Red Deer has taken over. And I still have an involvement as past president and I'll certainly do my best to guide him. And so thank you for that. Today I have two agenda items, Council, before you. They're information items. The first item is the fourth quarter 2025 and year-end fire services report. So I'll just open that up. And as you're aware, we bring you quarterly reports This one takes just a bit of time to generate, as we include year-end statistics as well with it. Specifically, the highlights that I wanted to attribute on this 2025, as you're going to learn, was the busiest season for fire services across the board. The fourth quarter was not our busiest quarter, but it still was quite high, with all stations contributing to 182 responses. That was to 132 emergency events, and it was the typical statistics we've seen about 20% attributed to motor vehicle collisions, a high level of medical first response, and a high level of alarms. Our structure fires were also quite high, and that is typical in the deep winter. We see more heat-related and utility-related fires, accidental fire sets due to extension cords and that kind of thing. So we've seen that that was up as well. We also had some responses just with respect to some wildland. There were a couple of instances, believe it or not, in the middle of that where we had some thaw and we had some brush piles, and then of course we had some call-outs as a result of that. Nothing significant, however. There were 32 of these incidents that required multiple station response to them, which is par for the course. Nothing too different with that. And we maintained, we were just over, for the last quarter, by memory serves, we were just over 6 responders per station. We had just dipped to 5.9. So we were maintaining a pretty good complement going through. Our dispatch times remained static. Our shoot times were a bit higher than the previous quarter in terms of responders leaving home, getting to the station, and first apparatus out. Our total average response time this last quarter was 21 minutes to that was a broad-based average to any point in the county, to all calls, which is just a bit higher than what we strive to be at 20, but it is a very dynamic nature. So we see that our 2022 and 2023 and 2024 averages were all maintained under 20. For this quarter, we were just a bit higher. I'm not concerned, however, as a result, because this does happen. It's an ebb and flow thing, and again, there's a lot of factors that can be attributed to that with weather. Deputy Chief Sanderson provided some training stats. We had 182 subjects covered. There was 182 session hours, and we had an average of 10.4 attendees across all stations. Our total staff hours were 2,000 hours just in this last quarter, so that's just attributed, and as a reminder, that's all free to the ratepayers of Lac St. Anne County. They volunteer for that. There's no cost to us. That's the volunteers coming out to do their weekly training. So really encouraging there as well. The hours ebb and flow depending on the size of the station and the station complement, so we're basically seeing more than 50% of our responders uptake in terms of participating in training on a regular basis, and we consider regular being 3 of 4 training sessions. So that's a high degree. So we got a good level of engagement from across our stations. We had our casual shift summary. We have a casual daytime program. We had 30 shifts in the last quarter across 3 station locations. We had 13 different people participate in our daily casual shift. We had 600 hours, and we maintain a casual shift between 2 and 4 personnel depending on the day, and so we manage that. And our casual shift hours were 8. And then we had a high degree, as I indicated with the stats, of medical first response in that last quarter, of 44 requests for AHS response. We had 1 out of Alexis and 1 RCMP request. So the typical help that's requested and that we provide to really didn't change too much, but it was a higher and busier month. And we have seen that historically, and especially in the month of December. Mutual aid from outside agencies, those calls that we, based on agreements. So we called AHS to our fires 3 times just for standby. And so that was specific. Those are outside of our normal. We do have an agreement of sorts with them where they are auto responded. However, these events were in addition to that. The Mayerthorpe Fire Department in our operational agreement assisted 9 times. An ensemble fire on a significant call in the ensemble area and Station 6's area came out and helped us with a structure fire. And then we would like to report on our apparatus usage. Pretty much everything except our structural protection trailer and one side-by-side was used in this quarter. And so all stations were fairly busy and all units were basically engaged. And our volunteers did in that fourth quarter, a number of community engagements. So we did Halloween events all the way across. We basically all stations participated in some local event for Halloween, supporting that. The specific with On-Away Christmas Light Up in Mayerthorpe, the Cherry Hill Christmas event. We did a couple of Fire Smart presentations. There were specific requests for community. We did trunk or treat again associated to Halloween events. And then we did fire prevention, a number of fire prevention visits in the response area, and they were by request only. So we do get, facility requests, fire safety talk requests, that kind of thing. We worked with the school. It was higher because of the fire prevention week. So we did, quite a bit in that as well. And that was that was later on in the quarter, just due to the teacher strike that occurred, kind of canceled everything. And then from the year-end report, you can see the broad basis. We did 876 total responses, which is approximately, in total, it was about over 120 responses more than the previous year. When we include the town of Mayerthorpe with Station 6, they added another 100, we're actually just over. So we did 1,074 calls, all told, every station across the county last year. We've never hit 1,000 calls in my tenure here, so quite busy. A lot of it attributed to that second quarter stat with 343 calls. We did a lot of wildland calls in that second quarter. They were small in nature and easily handled, thankfully. We didn't have any major campaign fires, although we did deploy to Sturgeon County to assist with them as well. So we were fairly busy. So it was broad base, but we had 291 of those were fire related. That included our outside fires, of course. We did 149 motor vehicle incidents on the highway. We did 242 medical co-response calls across a broad spectrum of service requests, 140 false alarms, and then 54 basically mixed bag utilities related and that kind of thing. Are there any questions with the year-end report?
Why are we getting so many false alarms? That seems like a really high number.
More alarm systems in play, more coming in. So there's a lot more. These are not commercial alarms. They're 95% of them are residential alarms. And of that, a high degree of those percentages are cooking and related, i.e. their alarm systems are installed, their detectors are a little bit close to where the kitchen or the bathroom areas are. We're also seeing a higher propensity for carbon monoxide false alarms. So depending on where they're plugging their monitors in, and a lot of them are monitored now. So that's why we're getting the call outs.
Do we not verify the call before we go out?
We do.
Prevent this?
Absolutely, we do. So 80% of our calls, we request a callback number on all calls that are what we call fourth party alarm calls, where an alarm company is reporting it. And we have to go when we cannot raise that, that party. So if we don't get if we don't get a response, that's when we respond. So absolutely we verify. So 140 of these were, unfortunately, we had to respond.
You're gonna have one.
Oh, Dale?
Okay, so Chief Schroeder, thank you very much. I have a question with the 20-minute time to scene.
Mhm.
Maybe next report or next meeting you could get for us what the average is for a rural fire department of our size.
Sure, I can absolutely research that for you.
Thank you very much.
I have a question, Randy, on the Marathorpe situation. We were called to help them 9 times, but they were never called to help us. I thought that's usually sort of an automatic.
No, with respect, Reeve, it's backwards. So they helped us. They helped us 9 times. We didn't have to respond into their jurisdiction with county apparatus within the town.
Okay.
And the reason that number is skewed is because of the way our operational agreement works. The Marathorpe Rescue Truck, which is a MVC, response to MVCs in a catch basin area within their response district. And under that truck rolls automatically. And so it gets represented as mutual aid because that's the way our operational agreement works.
All right, fine. I thought it'd be something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you for that. Any other questions through to Chief?
So then I have another question with respect to that one then.
Go ahead.
So then if that gets through and treated like mutual aid, is there a cost?
No.
Or is there any budgeting at all?
No, not for this specific, because the high degree is related to MVCs on primary and secondary highways, Councillor. The town of Marathorpe bills Alberta Transportation specifically for their apparatus, and the related county apparatus that are also responding to that same call bill Alberta Transportation separately.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. Ann?
thank you very much.
Through the chair, and just for clarity, we'll bring that information that Deputy Reeve Johnson asked in our next quarterly update, just to give Chief time to research. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, any further questions?
Thank you.
Okay, that, excuse me, ends that one. So on to 9A2, the 3-year fire services inspection and exemption.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. This is also an information item for council. A number of years ago, the Alberta Fire Chiefs Association was able to lobby transportation with the respect of the commercial
Sorry,
vehicle requirements.
Sorry, just a second. I don't think we made a motion
Yeah.
to accept.
Oh,
I just
sorry.
figured that out too.
Okay.
So could we have a motion to accept, Mike moves to accept the fire services 4th quarter report for information? Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Sorry about that, Chief.
No problem. There is a requirement under commercial vehicle regulations for commercial vehicles over 11,700 kilograms to undergo an annual commercial vehicle inspection. They have to participate. So all commercial vehicles in the province of Alberta have to comply with that. A number of years ago, it was recognized that fire apparatus typically is considered very well maintained, does not travel the highways within, outside of a given radius, and very rarely exceed 5,000 kilometers a year, even the busiest departments. And so it was lobbied back in 2008 or 9 to have commercial vehicle Alberta Transportation grant an exemption under permit for those municipalities who could comply and could show compliance with a safety program, annual maintenance program, inspection program unto themselves. And that 3-year exemption allows us to be able to use our internal programs to our benefit. It was in just this year that we were able to get our, with the good work of our safety coordinator and through the fleet, our program reflecting top-notch safety inspections, that we were able to apply for this permit for all of our vehicles that exceed that weight rating. And we were granted that permit status. That saves us an annual savings of roughly $10,000 over the next 3 years. And so we just wanted to bring that to your attention. It does not, we will still be inspecting our fleet. We will still be documenting our fleet, but we will be doing it internally with our mechanics at the shop. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that we were able to get the program in place and get the permit approved, and we will be moving forward with that with those savings in mind.
You're going to have something.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Dale.
Chief Schroeder, thank you very much. I enjoy when our departments find ways to save money, and I appreciate that very much. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? If not, the motion. Motion by Ed to accept the information as information. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor? That motion.
In favor.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you very much, Council.
thank you. Okay, moving on to administration.
Having, Jürgen,
Yeah,
having the
Yeah.
opportunity to hear what's going on, it's quite important that everybody speaks into their mic. I noticed that I'm missing quite a bit of what you're actually saying.
oh, wow. So, is that
Maybe
better?
move the mic.
Is that better?
Oh, that's got you for sure. Thank you.
Okay, all right, so everyone else, when you speak loud and clear and to Dale. All right, administration 10.1, council committee updates.
Thank you. Through the chair, this should actually be under a correspondence section of the agenda, but I will ask Councillor Knish to speak to this. These are older minutes from two committees that he's familiar with, and he's going to give us a high-level overview. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Bo.
Hang on one sec here, I just got to bring this up. Why am I not finding this? It's got to be up top. Are we on 10? 10.1. 10.1. Okay. Okay, for the Friends of Lac St. Anne Foundation, I'm actually not on that, so I'll let somebody else speak to that. But the Lucilla WQ2 meeting, this dates back to March 3rd, and since that date, we've had some updates already, but I'll move right along through this. This document is pretty thorough. It's the minutes. And one point of interest would be item number 7, the 2-pager for council's update and the next steps. We presented a 17-page document to council to review what WQ2 and Lucilla has been doing in the past. And that document also was submitted to the ministers in our meetings at the conference that we just attended. And also we're having meetings with the North Saskatchewan Watershed Alliance and the South Saskatchewan Watershed Alliance to go over the same details that were in that presentation. Another item that's of interest is item number 8, grant funding. We have secured the funding to continue on with the Lucilla Water Management Plan in order to get financing to continue on with that project. So this is pretty much all that was here of March 3rd.
Okay, thank you, Bo. Any questions to Bo? Did anyone want to talk about the foundation? Who sits on the Ed? You? No? Jill?
Well, I sit on the Lac-Saint-Anne Foundation, but I don't sit on the Friends of the Lac-Saint-Anne Foundation.
Oh, okay,
So I don't know.
all right. Okay, well, it's for information there. So I'll entertain a motion to accept these reports as information. Jill? Discussion? All in favor? Carried.
In
Dale?
favor.
Yeah, okay. All right, moving on to bylaws and policies. Wastewater utility bylaw. Brian?
Good morning, Mr. Reeve and Council. Today, I'm here to ask for second and third reading for bylaw 05-2026, the wastewater utility bylaw. On March 26th regular council meeting, bylaw 05-2026 received first reading. Bylaw 05-2026 governs the provision of wastewater for lagoon and sewage fees for campgrounds and all wastewater infrastructure associated with North 43 Lagoon Commission, all the hamlets excluding Sangudo. We recommend the rate remains the same for 2026. There's no change in the cost. If we refer to Schedule B, it outlines the cost per cubic meter for our dumping trucks, as well as the hamlet fees. And then Schedule C outlines the RV and site flat fee. We are seeking second and third reading today, and I'm available for questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Jill?
I guess I don't really have a question. Well, I guess I have a question to administration if we could bring back the fees and charges bylaw to review that $10 dumping fee. We have Anne.
Okay, Ann?
Thank you. Through the chair, yeah, Councillor Stoney did come and have some questions about, and we did have a presentation at a previous council meeting on the $10 dumping fee. And we suggested that instead of holding up the budget and the budget process, that we look at the fees and charges and possibly do a pilot project for this summer. And because in our service delivery review, we will be reviewing how we deliver services. We will be looking at the campgrounds, the costs and everything. But in the meantime, it might be ideal through the fees and charges process to look at a pilot project to see if we can alleviate some of those concerns.
Okay, so is that something we have to do as policy, or can you do a pilot project without that?
We will bring it back with the fees and charges, and it'll be a policy update that council will have to do.
Okay.
And I'm looking at May to bring that back,
At May?
beginning
Okay.
of May.
All right. So basically, this one is to deal with that double charging where campgrounds pay the $6 even though they're not hooked to the sewer system, and then pay again to dump.
Yes,
That's what we're looking
you're correct. And we heard that presentation, I believe, in February. And we did promise the presenter that we would look at it.
Okay, good. Ed?
Sorry, I
Okay,
just
Jill.
wanted to include that it also includes like seasonal campers as well, not just come and go campers.
Right, yeah. Okay, Ed?
Yeah, like I think the biggest problem we have here is the campgrounds, the private campgrounds are being charged this RV per month lot fee, but having nowhere to be able to dump their sewage, right, at the end of the day. They're getting charged for a fee, or charged for a service, then no service to be provided, right?
Okay, excellent. So the understanding then is we would pass this bylaw if council so wishes, and then we will address it as Anna suggested in the fee structure to make it fair. Oh, okay. Bo is requested to be recused from the campground decision. All right? Because he's declared that he owns a campground, and that's why he feels he should not be voting on that. And I accept that. All right? Any further discussion on it? If not, I would entertain a motion. Jill?
I motion that we accept the wastewater bylaw as is for 2026.
Yes, so
Oh,
you
second?
move second reading.
Oh, sorry, yes, second reading, yep.
Okay, second reading has been moved by Jill. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
In favor, carried unanimously, with Bo recused, of course. Okay, and then third reading. Mike will move third reading. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That motion's carried as well. Okay, thank you very much. You want to grab, oh, there's Bo. Okay, let's move on to wastewater lagoon tax bylaw.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve and Council. Today, we are here seeking second and third reading for bylaw 06-2026, the wastewater tax bylaw. On March 26th, regular council meeting, bylaw 06-2026 received first reading. This bylaw is intended to fund the costs incurred by the county in operations, maintenance, expansion of wastewater functions within Lac St. Anne County. Under the MGA, a special tax can be used. Under Schedule A, it details the two different rates in terms of 125 for residential properties and 25 for residential properties that are actually connected to the force main. With that, I'm available for questions. We are seeking second and third reading for bylaw 06-2026.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? No discussion. So, not that I'm against it, but just the question is, the $25 that is put on all residences in the county, this is part of that, right? The $25 fee that's on our
Correct.
taxes?
Correct.
Okay, so can you just give me a little bit of history on why that was done? Because there's a multitude of residences that never use the service, yet they're being charged.
Through the chair, it's almost like a offsite levy in the case where Lac St. Anne County doesn't have levies in place, so it spreads out the actual charges and improvements for lagoons to every resident. Anybody generating wastewater uses a trucking company and puts it into the actual lagoons, and they obviously share and benefit from that. So it's a small version of being able to contribute to the overall utility infrastructure and improvements for future growth. So it protects our assets. So it's like a levy.
Yeah, except the argument would be, you pay twice. You pay the $25 and then you pay if you use it. If you don't use it, you still pay the $25.
Understood through the chair. So there's certain infrastructure charges that are flat fees, or basically to be part of the club.
Yeah.
And then you put on another fee that's basically used for volume charges. So people who use it more should evidently pay more. Correct? So that's why
yeah,
they have
I'm
the
okay
super
with
truck.
that, yeah.
So then, but you need kind of a flat fee to say, here's what it takes to be a resident of Lac St. Anne County and participate in the lagoon tax bylaw.
Okay, all right. Any further discussion? Jill?
Just clarification, so like on my taxes, I pay the $25 and then I hire a truck to come pump out, and then that truck driver charges me an additional $25 to dump into lagoon. So I,
Through the chair,
paid-
so he pays per cubic meter for the actual treatment of that cost of the actual fluid. So there's a flat fee charge, much like your phone bill, much like your utility for Fortis bill. It's a flat fee, and then you pay per cubic meter. So there are charges based on volume consumption by the users.
Okay, Mike?
To clarify, yeah, so if you didn't have the $25 fee, you would just have to pay more every time you dump to basically cover the cost of the lagoon. Essentially, your truck drivers would have to, somewhere you'd have to make up that cost then.
Yeah, so it's a budget item, and so somewhere we, as Lac St. Anne County, would have to make up that fee. Correct.
Okay, any further discussion? I struggle with it too. I'm not prepared to change it this year, but it is it's definitely a discussion item.
I do have a comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, so, it's always a difficult one, but when you utilize it and you look at it, even though we're not always happy with utility charges, there is certain fees that are required to manage the utility. And then there are fees that when you use a product delivered through that utility, you pay for the product as well. And as a farmer, for example, I don't use it and I pay the 25, but I do every probably second or third year do use the facility when a pump truck comes and pumps it out. So we have to take a look at that aspect and treat it more like a utility than a double charge.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Ed, for a second reading for this bylaw. Any discussion? All in favor of passing that bylaw? Second reading?
In favor.
All in favor? That motion is carried unanimously. Is there someone who'll move third reading? Mike? Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That motion's carried unanimously as well. All right, let's move on to Chair Hill Sewer Special Tax Bylaw.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. 07-2026, the Chair Hill Sewer Special Tax Bylaw was brought to council on March 26, 2026 for first reading. The purpose of this levy is a special tax to repay a capital portion of the 2002-2003 capital cost for sewage transmission line and lift station that was installed specifically at the hamlet of Chair Hill. There is a $4,939.50 charge per year. The good news is in 2031, this project will be complete and all monies will be paid off the loan. So we've received first reading and we're seeking second and third reading for bylaw 07-2026. Administration is available for questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions? No questions? Is there a mover? Moved by Jill for second reading of bylaw 07-2026. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That motion's carried unanimously. Now we'll entertain a motion for third reading. Barry will move to approve third reading. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That motion's carried unanimously as well. Thank you.
Thank you, council.
Yep. Oh, are you done? Recreation tax is not yours? Okay. Okay.
Jürgen, I did have one question for Brian before he left.
Oh, too late. Go
Okay.
ahead.
If he's still sitting there, it's fine. So he made reference, I'm not sure if, Ann, you want me to direct it to Brian or if I direct it to you, whatever is you wish. But the question is, the Sangudo, there's a bylaw for Sangudo as well, as I understand, for sewage.
Through the chair, Dale, so there's a separate bylaw completely for Sangudo and it deals with water and wastewater and solid waste. So they have a bylaw separate for themselves as an entity as the hamlet of Sangudo.
Okay. So when is that? Is that an annual one as well?
Correct.
Then when will we deal with that one? Next meeting?
Didn't we pass that already?
It's been passed.
We passed that
complete.
already.
Oh, we did already. Okay. Thank you then.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
And
Through the chair to Deputy Reeve Johnson, just why that's kind of an anomaly, if you're wondering. I believe it happened historically because when Sangudo was self-governed, we took it over, and I believe that's why the bylaw is separate. But it'll be part of the bylaw review, just for streamlining processes moving forward.
Brian?
Thank you very much, Ann.
Through the chair, it's also unique because it also has the provision of water. So that's our one location where we have a water distribution plant and we test and we provide water to the residents. The other ones are covered by an overarching sewer bylaw because that's where the sewage is to the rest of the county.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Bo?
Just curious, the water utility is combined with that within the bylaw you just mentioned. Are we planning on having wild water service San Gudo in the future? Is there any plans of that?
Through the chair, so at this time, no, it's the regional plan doesn't show any connection up Highway 43 or anything, but, I mean, anything is possible, correct? That's gonna be a future plan where, but Wild right now is in the Darwell fill station at Station 5. That's the limit of the west, and servicing, but anything is possible, right?
Okay, thank you. All right, Ann?
Thank you, and through the chair to Councillor Knish, I believe too, when we do our overall asset management plan, we really need to look at these broad sweeping so that we're being holistic in our infrastructure.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you, Brian. Okay, Trista, you're on. So we're looking at 08/2026 recreation service tax bylaw.
Good morning, Council. So bylaw 08/2026, the special recreation tax bylaw, is in front of you requesting both second, third, and final reading. The bylaw provides for a tax to be collected for various recreation programs, services, and facilities across the county. It is estimated to bring in $699,600 at the $100 per property. So it is in front of you. I am happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Anyone willing to make a motion for second reading? Ed makes a motion for second reading of bylaw 08/2026. Any discussion? All in favor? Dale, you in favor?
In favor.
Yeah,
In favor.
carried unanimously. Okay, third reading. Mike makes a motion for third reading. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
And that's carried unanimously as well. Thank you. Procedural bylaw. And we're looking at 09/2026 procedural bylaw.
Good morning. Through the chair, we'll remember that we recently removed the governance and priorities meetings to run more efficiently. And one of the things we had to do is update the procedural bylaw, which to take that out. And we also did a little bit of housekeeping with the bylaw as well, understanding that because the procedural bylaw governs all of council and committee meetings, it is a living document and often has to be brought back and changed. So what we did in this, we changed all the way through. We took out the governance and priorities, references, definitions, etc. And we also changed the term of county manager to CAO or chief administrative officer throughout the document. There also was a section in there about an acting reeve, and we did take that out because we do not use acting reeve. We do use deputy reeve. We've cleaned up the definitions, and we did include a draft bylaw, but we also included a red line to make it easier for council to see where the changes have been made. So I'm available for questions.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a very colorful document, the one with the red
Yeah.
line. So, any questions through that?
I have one.
Go ahead.
So in the very last part, when it talks about notice of motion, you removed of council. So you've got notice of motion means how a member brings business before council. I'm unclear that member means a councillor.
Okay, would it be easier, Deputy Reeve Johnson, if we left council member in there? Is that your
Well, that's what I would suggest, because if by when I read it, and that is Z of the very, let's see, what page is it on?
Which number is
Who-
Yeah,
that?
that'd be helpful for the page number.
Just give the number, is it 10 or 9 or?
Just a second, I'm going to try and find it here. Page 2 of 22 on my particular thing, and it is
Oh, I don't have. no.
way down.
Well, if you can.
Yeah.
give-
So, anyways, the point is that particular statement, notice of motion, we can look it up later if you can find therein,
I've
means
got it,
how
yeah.
So
a member, currently it was reading how a member of council brings business before council. I'm unclear that if we remove of council, that wouldn't indicate that something other than that's supposed to mean. It's only a councillor can make a notice of motion.
I think.
what number is that?
What?
Which number is that?
He's on Y, 2 of 20 on page
Well,
Y?
2 of 22, and then number Y, I think Y at the
Yeah, but
bottom.
what number? 8 or 9 or 10 or? 10 Z?
Page 2 of 22, and then scroll down to X.
Looks like, by what I read, it might be
Well, I don't have a Z
Right.
on mine. What's that? Oh, on the red.
it's in definitions.
You're talking about the one that says motion means a formal suggestion put forward by a member in attendance at a meeting.
Correct.
With the intention
That's
that it
correct.
is being put to a
Yes.
vote.
Correct, Mike.
And through the chair, I think the issue is, Deputy Reeve Johnson, is that when they say member, because the procedural bylaw governs council meetings, also committee of council as well, that's why we're using member instead of member of council.
Okay. I'm fine with that explanation then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion to
I would so make that motion, Jürgen.
approve first reading.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Dale. Any discussion? All those in favor?
In favor.
That's carried unanimously.
Thank you, and a little bit of homework for everybody, because this is first reading. If anybody notices anything, please advise, because this is quite a large document, and it is been updated and reviewed about 6 times, but we're more than open to see if anybody notices anything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So next is the property tax rate bylaw. Terry. You're here alone today without your sidekick.
I know, I was just about to say today I'm alone. My partner in crime is officially retired now, so I'm here by myself. So, Community Council, so I'm bringing forward for a second reading for the 12-2026 property tax rate bylaw for second and third reading. So there is no change in the rates. The only change that we got is the designated industrial assessment from the government. So they provide us with the requisition of 25,300. Sorry, it's 25,312.57. That's the only change that compared to the first reading. So if we see the property tax rate documents on the page 2. Yeah, scroll down, please. Yeah, second page. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, so the only change, so it shows the documents is 24,725.55. The government requires do not charge over the the 25,312. So if we change the rate to even 1 decimals, you'll be going over that. So we had to charge a total of 24,725 and 55. So that is the only change compared to the first reading. And I'm available for any questions.
Okay, thank you. Questions? If
So
there are
I
no
have
questions-
one. Did that change affect an increase or a decrease?
Decrease. There's no rate change, just the dollar value that we are collecting decrease.
Decreased. Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
Any further questions? If not, I would entertain a motion for second reading of this bylaw. Bo? Bo makes a motion for second reading of bylaw 12-2026, property tax rate bylaw. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That's carried unanimously. And I will entertain a motion for third reading. Jill makes a motion to approve third reading of this bylaw. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
That's carried unanimously. So with that, we can now officially say our budget is approved, right? We can announce it.
We
Oh.
got 2 more agenda items, then you'll
Okay.
be officially approved.
Oh, those have to be approved yet too before. All right, okay. All right, so, yeah, we can move on to that. We may have to interrupt. How long is this gonna take us? I guess as long as we
There's
discuss it.
no change at all.
Okay.
So just from the last version, which is the version 5 that Carla has presented.
Okay,
And it just simply bring it forward as an official motion to be approved by council.
all right, so I will get you to present that then. So we're on corporate services 11.1.
Okay, so this is, agenda item is 2026 operating budget. So last budget meeting on March 20th, there was no change instructed for administrators to change. So I am bringing forward for the operating budget to be approved.
All right, so any discussion on that? We have had thorough discussion, so would someone be prepared to make the motion to approve the operating budget? Oh, everybody wants to make a motion. I'll use Barry
I would.
today. Okay, Barry moves. Any discussion? All those in favor?
In
That
favor.
motion is carried. Thank you, Dale. So now we can.
We got one more.
Have more, but capital, yeah. All right, so continue on, Terry.
Thank
you
you.
very much, by the way.
So now we move on to 2026 capital budget. So same thing as operating budget. There was no change and is based on the last budget meeting, March 20th. And I am waiting for a decision to be approved.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Discussion on that or questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Jill, makes a motion to approve the capital budget as presented, 2026 capital budget. Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor.
Carried unanimously. All right, so do we need that other one? 2026 operating budget overall? What is that? That's the same thing, isn't it? Okay, all right. Okay, so we're done all of those. All right. So, hey, thank you, council, for moving as quickly as we have here this morning. So we do have one presentation. Do you want to come up here? And we're a few minutes early, but seeing you're here. So if you welcome here to our council meeting, and we look forward to your presentation. Please introduce yourself, turn the mic on, it is on. And speak into the mic because Dale has trouble hearing if it isn't spoken into.
Yes, I'm Doug with Berta Biker Bash, which I think you know where it is. It's
Sorry, can I just ask you to move in a little closer to the mic there? Yeah, just for our
I thought I was loud
virtu-
enough. Okay, we are just between Range Road 51 and 52, just off of 43. I have a couple of photos of the property and how things are set up. If you want to just pass them around, if you're interested in that.
Yep, thank you.
So this originally started out as going to be strictly a motorcycle event with different clubs from all over, actually Canada, and we have someone actually coming from Washington. And it turned into so many people contacting us saying, we don't ride, can we come? So it has turned into camping. Everybody's welcome. We have close to 100 people flying in, which we have an Uber driver picking them up at the airport and bringing them to our place. And yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's I believe it's something that's going to help put the county on the map a bit. Certainly have a lot of interest. And if there's any other questions, I'm going to try and answer as best I can. We have most of our bases covered. We haven't got the finalization with, we would like to have a fire truck on the property. Josh has spoken with a fellow from Sangudo, but we haven't got that all settled up. We would like to also have an ambulance there. We're going to have 2 first aid stations. We have 2 certified nurses and about 4 people that are CPR specialists. So there'll be 2 little spots, one in the camping area, one over by where the entertainment area is going to be. And also fire pits. We're only allowing 2 fire pits that will be manned 24/7. There's no personal fire pits going to be allowed. We have 2 units with the, I don't even know, I think they're 500 liters, those square cubes that'll be on a wagon with a pump and whatnot, hauled by a quad. They'll be in 2 different locations. And like I say, we were going to try and make sure we have a fire truck there. We also would like to speak to you as to whether who we would contact in the county here about having, I think we should have an ambulance there. So that's something we would like to see what your feelings are and thoughts are on that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, in terms of ambulance, we do have an ambulance service, Associated Ambulance. So my guess would be you need to talk to them directly.
Yes.
They operate out of Mayerthorpe, but all over the province as well, or northern Alberta. But I would suggest that would be the company.
Thank you, and through the chair, we can get you that contact information.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, other questions? Jill?
Yeah, I can help out trying to find other like ambulance contractors out there. We dirt bike during the summer, so there's always ambulances on scene that are mobile. I can try to get some of those contacts for you as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good point, yeah. Well,
Just curious on how many actual camping units are going to be on site, how many you're allowing for, and what the facilities are for dumping.
There is no facility for dumping. They're only there for a day and a half, basically, almost maybe 2 days maximum. And I was going to speak with Lassard Lake Campground to set up something so if they could go there and do their dumping when they're leaving or whatever. Like I say, it's only 2 days, basically. So we don't have a dumping facility.
And how many units are you going to allow in?
We haven't got those numbers yet. There's a lot of, we're going to have a large number of portable toilets there. There will be more than enough. We have contacted a couple of companies, and they know when we have some kind of a final number as to how many people are coming, they know how many units we're going to need. We're also considering bringing in a couple of portable shower units. There's a number of them around the city and whatnot that are available. That's, any other questions?
In your report, I saw you'll hire a security firm.
We have a security firm.
Yeah.
They're a large firm. They do the Calgary Stampede. They've been contacted, and we have acquired them.
Okay.
And we also will have probably close to 100 volunteers, family members, et cetera, that'll be staff. There will be a lot of security.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Ed? Mike?
Just, do you have a number, like, due to the space you have, like, what's your maximum occupancy that you can have? Like, if you don't know how many people are gonna be there,
We have, I mean, we could basically handle 3,000 to 4,000 people. I'm sorry?
if you gotta do an emergency egress, like, is this something we need to talk to, like, Chief Schroeder about? Like, what, you know, like, if you have a building, you're only allowed, you know, whatever, your square footage determines how many
Right.
people can be in the building at one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this falls under the same jurisdiction as that or not.
Well, I don't know, like I say, we're considering probably 2,500 to 3,000 people. That's where we think we're gonna be.
And on how many acres is this situated?
155. We have a lot of land. Yeah, yeah. And a large clear area. There's, if you can see on the
Yeah.
pictures, there's some walking trails. The one trail is gonna be lit up. We have light plants that are gonna be all over and keep the place lighted. The pond will have a fencing around one end of it. We also have acquired 2 lifeguards who will be around in case somebody has a little too much to drink and decides to go for a swim. We'll have somebody there 24/7 around the pond.
Okay, Ann?
Thank you. Through the chair, have you applied for the special application permit through the planning department?
We did an initial, I talked to Cindy.
Okay.
We haven't got all the paperwork done yet.
I'm just going to introduce you to our new manager of planning, Trina, because she will, some of the questions that I believe council's asking can be answered through the special permit and addressed, so. We have had quite a few questions to the county office, administrative office too, so we appreciate you coming to do the update because it's helpful for us. The more we know internally, then we can answer some of those questions too. Thank
Right.
you.
I thought there would be some concern from locals around. The direction that the stage is going to be facing is basically westerly. And there's only about 3 properties that would be within a 2-kilometer radius of where the sound will be traveling. And we've spoken to a couple of those. There's 2 of them, I didn't want to go down their driveways because they're still pretty muddy yet. I didn't want to make an impression. But we will be talking with all of those. And the other neighbors on the other side behind us, they're all coming. We will have full security for nobody leaving the property after the event starts. We don't want any issues with anybody heading out on the highway after partaking. So that will be, the only people who will be allowed to come and go will be the vendors, the food truck people, and that's basically it. The rest of the people, there'll be nobody allowed out.
Okay, Trina?
Pardon me, from a planning perspective, we are aware of your application. I would consider that internally here that we will meet internally to discuss it in further detail, but just learning about your presentation, I have a couple of questions. One of them is, are you going to be erecting any tents, any event tents or anything like that?
I believe there will be a couple of people with a small open-ended tent. I believe Harley Davidson is going to have one. I haven't had anybody else say they were going to have a tent. Most of the vendors are just going to have a table set up and be kind of in the open air.
You may want to consider contacting Superior Safety Codes to confirm that you don't need any building permits for those, because it is a public event and you will have individuals occupying the tent, and if it was to collapse, then there's some issues there.
Oh, yes,
So,
okay.
yeah, so contact Superior Safety Codes, and if you want, we can definitely get you their phone number.
That'd be great, yes.
My other question is, have you reached out to any of the neighbors in the area, and have you received anything from them either in favor or opposed to that?
Everyone seems very excited about it, and most of the people, we just told them they come for free. That's another thing we're also doing with the vendors and the food trucks, is we are not charging them anything to be there. We want this to be an event where they can all come and have a time and make some money. We have 2 food trucks that are coming to us and canceled Big Valley Jamboree this year. Big Valley charges them 40% off the top. And so when they found out that we were not charging them anything, we're coming to yours. So we have someone coming all the way from Medicine, from Moose Jaw.
Just a question on this picture here.
Yes.
How many acres are we looking at here out of your total property?
It's a total 155 acres.
Everything in this picture is
The-
155
well,
acres?
there is more land behind where
How
you
much
see
does
the
this
large walkway.
encumber? What's the total area of this?
I don't know exactly what that is.
Approximately.
Probably
1/3 of your property? Half of your property?
90 acres, maybe.
90 acres?
Yeah.
90 acres. 90. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, it's so hard because we had a smaller picture and tried to get it bigger, and it just kind of, everything starts to distort.
Yeah. Barry?
Question for you. So if I wanted to come just for a couple hours, I couldn't leave once I'm there? You say no one's allowed to leave, so.
You can leave.
Yeah.
Probably
They'd be
kick me
glad to be ready.
There will
No.
be specific things. We are actually giving a few people some day passes that are locals. There's one fellow that's a farmer. They have to feed their cattle and whatnot, so.
Oh, no, I live in the county. I'm not that far away. I'd like to come check it out for the day anyhow.
Yeah, well, we are doing day passes.
Okay, I just don't want to be saying you can't leave. I'm like, well, now we have a
Yeah.
problem. We have a big problem. So.
Yeah.
Security checks before people are allowed to leave, I would imagine.
Yes, yes. There's only 2 gates, the main gate and the gate where see the camping on the other second. There's a gate before you get to the main gate. That gate will be locked all the time. So anybody coming and leaving will have to go through the main gate where security will be, and one of us will be kind of hanging around there. You know, we're hoping to get to know everybody that wants to come and even on the day passes. And this is a plan we have for a long time. We want this to go every year and grow. And we're also allowing people to come a couple of days early and stay a couple of days later if they want to just kind of make a weekend of it or a holiday of it. And for some of the riders, we're also setting up a day ride, which will take them out to possibly to Entwistle, to a couple of little places like, I always want to call it the wrong name. I think I've got the right, when is it? Rockford Bridge.
Rockford,
I always
yeah.
want to call it Picture Butte for some
Yeah.
reason. Rockford Bridge, the restaurant there and the trinkets and all the rest of it, we thought we'd set up a couple of little rides for people before the event starts.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the Fallen Four in Marathorpe as well.
Yeah.
You'd probably take
got
them.
one more.
Just a question, you're charging a day rate for people to attend there?
Well, the total for the 3 days is $250.
Okay. Yeah.
That gets you 5 drinks and a breakfast on Saturday morning, pancake breakfast on Saturday morning. The day passes, I'm not sure what my son has figured out on that.
Okay.
I'm not so sure that we're even gonna charge anything for a day pass.
Yeah. And just, I have one other question. Do you need, or maybe Trina can answer that, do you need a provincial events license for that as well,
I
over
don't
and
know.
above ours?
We
I
thought
would think so.
We'd just be
No?
dealing with you.
I'm not sure about the provincial special events license, but
I
you may
would
want
think
to consider food handling permits and business licenses, vendor business licenses.
Right, I know that the food trucks are all licensed within the Edmonton, Alberta area. They're already registered and licensed.
But I would think you may need a special events license. I'm not totally sure, but I
From the
used to be a
province.
kinsman and we needed licenses for just about everything. And I'm sure there's not less licenses now than there were 30 years ago. And
No.
Thank you, and through the chair, I think a lot of these questions can be answered when he meets with planning and we can go
Sure.
through the minute details.
yeah, I've got Barry and then Bo.
I just want to say thank you for giving us our opportunity in this county to
Right.
bring this forward.
Like I
Yeah,
say,
thank
it's
you.
something just to give you a quick little history, my son came to this property and made a deal with Brian when he was in oil and gas, acquired a real bad bowel blockage and they sent him home. And I actually live a Black Diamond.
Oh,
But I spend about 25 days a month up here helping him. He's 45 and I'm 76 and I'm doing most of the work on the farm. So what's wrong with this picture? So I come up to visit him on a weekend with one shirt and one pair of pants, and I was here for 35 days.
long weekend.
They sent him home and he was in such excruciating pain. When I got there, we called the ambulance and they took him to Merthorpe, and the guy said, I took one picture and I'm sending you to Edmonton. You need to be operated on. You're dead in 48 hours. So he had backed up so bad in his body, poisoned his body, got the operation, about to let him out. Somebody decided to check his blood and discovered he's got a rare blood disease. So I have way more energy than he does. And so this was something we thought maybe to help to pay the taxes, keep the property going and whatnot, but it's turned into something that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Bo?
The two major concerns I have with this is vehicles. Number one, parking. I don't see any parking area on here, so I think that would be good to describe on
It's
your
not
map.
showing, but there's plenty of places where the tent camping is. It goes right back to almost like about 30 feet from the back of the property. There'll be parking on each side there.
Okay, so you'll be able to accommodate 3,500 vehicles, no problem?
Yeah, well, a lot of it's going to be motorcycles, but and campers. Most of the cars will be day pass people type thing, right? And some of the security people and whatnot.
And the other issue I got again is with sewage dumping. I think that that's going to be a big issue with camper units. You're going to need some sort of facility where they can dump on site, because I have a feeling that the minute they leave the site, their gates will be open and they'll be driving down the county roads. So a sewer dump is very important, whether you make a deal with Lessard Lake. I don't know how far that is away, but
Lessard Lakes is 6 kilometers from our place.
6 kilometers?
Yeah.
Okay, so that has to be taken into consideration from my point of view anyway. Those two major items, parking and direct access to the parking lot, so they're not driving through the camp themselves where the people are.
Right, well, where that road that comes in where it says the entrance at the bottom of the picture, there'll be parking on each side of that road on the grass, so that the road is left open for ambulance, fire truck, whatever. They'll be parking there, and then we're going to open up another little bit of an area that's got a berm on it, and we're going to take the berm out and make that a level land for more parking also.
Okay. Any further questions? Oh, Trista.
Thank you through the chair to the presenter. One other contact you may want to connect with is the Marathorpe RCMP. I did have a phone call yesterday and invited them to attend, but they weren't able to attend today, so you will want to make sure.
Oh, good.
Right, we were actually contacted by the, let me see if I can get the name right. The Motorcycle Task Force in Edmonton. Well,
Okay.
it's for the outlaw biker
Yeah.
stuff and whatnot. And they were contacted by the RCMP. The fellow messaged my son, and he got right back to him. And the guy said, well, obviously, you guys got nothing to hide. You obviously contacted us back right away. We've had 2 conversations with them. We will be dealing with the RCMP when we do the ALCB license.
Yeah.
Which we plan to try and have everything done by the end of April. But I will be stopping to see, that's a plan, you know how those things work. That's the plan, and we will be, having a meeting with the RCMP, but they've contacted this group. He called back a second time for one other little issue he was dealing with, and it's going to be right in your packet when you get there. It's a zero tolerance issue. Any type of an issue whatsoever, you're off the property and banned for life. The security company, I think there's 60 of those people that are available to be at our event, so the security is going to be very high. We don't expect any issues. Even some of these clubs that are coming, they traditionally deal with their own stuff. And we're having some of those located a little further away from some of the rest of the people that are what you want to call the average person coming, and so that they can do their thing, and everybody, we just wanted everybody to have fun, and it's, I think it's going to be a party that's going to be, going to grow and be a big deal for the county and all the little businesses around. I had one other question, sorry, I had a list here. I haven't looked at my list. I had a question. We have one charity that we are supporting from our ticket sales and our merchandise sales, which is, what's he called? I thought I wrote it down here. Pay It Forward. They deal with street people taking food, clothing to people on the street in Edmonton. That's one of the charities. And we also wanted to ask you folks if there was either like a small community that needs a hall fixed or something, or a charity that you would recommend that we could also support in the community here in Lac St. Anne somewhere. So if there was something like that, we would certainly like to know about it and would like to support it.
Right.
We need help with our building.
Pardon?
We could use help with the building.
Well, yeah, we can think about that, but yeah, there's all sorts of small community halls that we support, and they're always looking for support, so.
Well, I know I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Smaller communities, they're.
So that's something, we really appreciate the offer, but something we can certainly talk about and.
Right, we can have a little
and see
list
what
or
we do.
whatever, and
Yeah.
we want to be,
Yeah.
we want to really be involved in the community, and that's.
Any further questions? If not, I do really appreciate you coming, and it's an exciting thing. And, if there is something that you think we can assist you in, other than the permitting area, of course, we're, ask us and we'll discuss it and,
Sure.
and see, because that is, it's an exciting event, and we encourage you to continue on that, and
I just really
make
think
sure we
it's,
cover all the Ts and dot the Is.
Yes, that's what our goal is. We've got a lot of it done so far, but
Yeah.
there's always something comes up.
Of course, yeah, and you've got a great staff to work with to, that'll help you
heard
get
that.
the paperwork
I don't know
done.
whether Cindy told me that or.
Yeah. All right,
Appreciate it. Any
Thank
other
you very
questions?
much.
Thank you.
All right, I think.
Do you want a motion to accept that for information?
Oh, yes, we better have that. Are you making that motion?
Yes, I will, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dale. Dale makes a motion to accept the report for information. All those in favor? That's carried unanimously. All right, I think we are finished our agenda. It's getting close to a record time. I appreciate the expediency of everyone and not only council but staff. It allows for enough discussion, but we get it done. So thank you very much. And with that, I'll call the meeting adjourned. Thank you, Dale.
Yeah, no worries. We'll see you on the 21st or 22nd.
All righty.